or ideas or forms. And that everything in this world is like a shadow, like an imperfect shadow of these perfect forms or perfect ideals. And some examples of those ideals. Anybody? Some examples of these ideals are, for example, goodness, truth, beauty, justice, and not just these ideals, but also things like the perfect line, the perfect circle, the number 3 or any number. That is to say, mathematical forms are also the same sort of ideas as goodness and truth and justice and beauty, and mathematical forms, numbers, perfect shapes, and natural laws. Remember natural laws like gravity and so on. All of these things, all of these ideas have the power over everything in the universe. And they create everything in the universe. And they control all of the ordinary objects. In that way they are higher because they have power over them. But they are not physically higher. Ideals are not like a puppet master with everything on the earth underneath, dancing to these puppet strings, actually higher. So when Plato says higher, he doesn't mean on the moon or on the sun or even higher than that. Yeah? He means higher in the way that we think about them, in the way that we can understand them. And remember, another word for these ideals or ideas is forms. And form here has two kinds of meanings. One, it's like the shape or the pattern of something. Okay? So gravity always has this kind of pattern, going up, coming down. And it's also, another sense is the idea of formal. That is, it's something that you can think, it's the shape of something that you can think but cannot see. Which, this leads us on to the next point. All of these ideals, truth and goodness and beauty and justice, and natural laws like gravity, okay, and mathematical numbers, or something like a perfect line, can never be seen with our eyes. Okay? So they are only intelligible. They can only be thought with the mind. Can't touch it, can't see it. But anyone, any human being, can think it with some, if they concentrate. And one of the nice examples of this, any human being can think of a line. Anybody, even a tiny child, can think of a line. You just say to the child, look at 2 stars and imagine the line between them. That kid did not go to university, that kid did not study Plato, but yes, even the simple child can understand that as an example. And in that same sort of way, we can think of the idea of goodness, even if you've never seen anything really good in your life. And in fact, Plato says, we never really see perfect goodness. We just see the human being's copy of goodness, which is always imperfect. And so, everything on earth is like a copy of an idea. No circle, no orange or apple or any other, or no eye, no centre of the eye is a perfect circle. It always has little problems or little imperfections. And no human action. You might have a friend, and you might love your friend, but it's not perfect friendship. Every few days your friend will do something that's not perfect friendship. Okay? It's kind of, they're trying to be a friend. They're trying to have that ideal. And this leads us to the last point here. Plato understood the world as appearance, which is, the circle that you see in the orange or the apple or in the eye. Appearance, which is everything on the world and in the world. Appearance is your friend here on earth. But the reality, Plato says, the reality is something that you cannot see. So a real circle is something that can only be thought of or imagined. Real friendship is something higher than the friend that you can touch and see. Real friendship is something that every friend is kind of copying or thinking about. Okay? Real goodness is a kind of model that every good action on earth is trying to do. Okay, so much for Plato so far. Thanks. Any questions about any of that? Any of the words or? Okay. I think you're getting the idea anyway.